losing out on tax revenue due to us. Breed Smith, what do you think? Leo Varadkar said earlier, it's a perfect example of, for us, that corporate tax rate of where low taxes yield high revenues. Do you accept that it has been beneficial to us, even if you're against it?
Well, first of all, I want to dispute very strongly what Billy said about us collecting the effective tax rate of 12.5%. We don't. I heard another member of your party earlier on saying we collect 11.5%. And I don't know where you got the figures for the tax take last year, because the receipts always come in late. But in 2019, and these are definite figures, there was 200 billion made by these corporations in pre-tax profits. And we got from that 11 billion. So that is an effective tax rate of about 5%, 5 to 6%.
Well, was all that money made in Ireland? The 200 billion?
But what I'm arguing with you, Billy, is your assertion that we collect the effective tax rate. We do not. And you talk about reliefs and allowances from other countries. We're experts, we're geniuses at creating loopholes and ways out for these people to claim against their research and development, to claim against their planning and their buildings.
That was exactly the court case.
I didn't interrupt you, Billy. And my point is that I am taking issue because the world and its mother knows that Ireland is seen as a tax haven. It's seen as a tax haven along with countries like Barbados, Malta, etc. And I think this is open and well admitted by people. The problem is, if the Irish people were gaining from that, wonderful. We have the worst housing crisis, the worst health crisis, a crisis in education. We're making a bags of dealing with climate change. We do not have the resources in this country to house people. So how is that coming back to benefit the Irish people? Yes, there are jobs and we need to keep the jobs. We need to keep the jobs, but they are not just here for the tax. They're here for an educated workforce, speaking the English language, with close proximity to the European Union markets. And they're not going to all leg it tomorrow, because the game is up, they have to pay.
The 200 billion that you're...
Are you trying to tell me that if the tax rate's up, they'll solve the housing crisis that they've been sitting on for decades? Or that they'll deal with the lack of capacity in the health service? No, not at all. What's actually happening here is the wealth is being shifted to a tiny minority. And what we're doing is we're buttering up the egos of the like of Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson, who want to fly into spaceships, take their holidays. And it's immoral, because not only is what it's doing in terms of a race to the bottom, it's also having an impact on the poorest countries in the world, a big impact. And Christian Aid and Oxfam have been brilliant on their research in this, and we're facilitating that. We give a lot of aid, that's great, but we're hypocrites if we allow the taxes that are due to other exchequers to be funnelled off.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there.